Hello, my name is Mark, one of the co-founders of Binsr Inspect, and this is your onboarding video. So I'm going to walk you through all the steps you need to take to get your account set up. First of all, thank you for signing up for a trial. One of the first things you'll notice when you log in is that you are on a free trial and that you have 3 free inspections by default, and you can upgrade to a paid plan for unlimited inspections by clicking on this button right here in the top right. Next, you're going to see the account setup checklist. So we've gone ahead and identified all of the items that you need to get set up. There's only 9 of them. So if you complete all these items, you should be good to go to start your first inspection and use the software. So first one, let's start with complete company information. And when you click on these, it's just going to take you to the correct spot. All of these can be found mostly in the settings here, as well as in some of these tabs. But it'll take you directly to them as you're getting started. So let me go ahead and fill out my company information and add my logo. All right, once I have everything updated, I'll go ahead and hit save. Then you're just going to want to head back to the dashboard here, and that's going to bring you back to your checklist. You'll see that the setup company one that we just did is now at the back of the list, so you can find it on the last page there, but it's marked as completed. Next, we're going to set up our availability. So click in here. If you have multiple inspectors, you'll want to toggle this on and put the number of inspectors that you'd like to have show up in the calendar available. You can also manage people that have access to Binsr Inspect from the team section here, but you may want to have a different number of team members than you do number of inspectors available. So just make sure to put the number of inspectors that you have here. And then you're going to want to go into each day and just customize the time slots that you like to have on there. By default, it'll give you 3 slots like this, but you can easily delete one of them and change the slots that you have available for that day. And then just make sure to always find the save button and click save changes. Next, we're going to go back to our dashboard, and you'll see we're now on our next step, which is upload or create a report template. So we have this really cool feature called AI powered import, where you can just drop in any spreadsheet that you have of your template with all the comments and everything, drop it in, and our AI will figure out where everything goes and map it for you. You can also do a manual import where you'll do your own mapping, or you can create one from scratch if you are maybe building a small one or something pretty simple that you can do from scratch. So I'm just going to go ahead and click Start AI Import, and I'm going to drop a file in here. Just grab my template, drag and drop it in, make sure it's the correct one here, and then you're going to want to hit Generate AI Strategy. So it is reviewing your file, and it is selecting the correct columns and data and where everything goes for you. All right, so just a few seconds, and it pulled in all 3,800 rows, 5 sections, 25 line items. You can see here it's just showing you the degree of accuracy that it thinks it has. Even though as long as it shows high, there's a very, very good chance that everything is in the right place, and you can review it all below here. And then when you feel like it is ready, or you just want to check out what it looks like completed, just click on Execute Import. Takes a few seconds to finish, but you'll see now it is completed, and you'll just want to click Add to Templates, and now you have Home Inspection Template that lives in your template section here under My Templates. And if you go into that, you'll be able to see all of the sections were created. Within the sections, if you go into them, you'll be able to see what all of them are. You'll also see all of the comments behind them, and you can go in and edit them from here. You can make them required if you haven't denoted that on the import. And once that looks good, we can move on to the next step. Next up is going to be configuring services and pricing. So let me go ahead and click on that. No services found. We're going to go ahead and create our first service. So we're going to call this residential inspection. You can give it a description if you want. Make sure it's enabled if you want it enabled and available in your booking form. Next, you're going to tie a template to this service. So I'm going to click on Home Inspection Template, tie that there. Later, we will tie add-ons, agreements, and attachments to it. Services is kind of the beginning, and you have add-ons. Add-ons can be added to services. Agreements can be added to add-ons or services, so everything can be managed right from here. You just have to make sure that everything's linked the way that you want. So I'm just going to go ahead and just link this template and create the service. And now we've created our first service called residential inspection. Once you do that, you can go click on the three dots and click on pricing. So you'll want to start with a base price, whatever your base price is for your inspections. Let's say it's $400. And then this is where you're going to set the total hours for your inspection to start. So let's say that it is 1.5 hours for your inspection. And then you can add additional pricings here. So if you'd like to do pricing by square footage, you'll see we have that one as a default here where you can click on it and it gives you ranges. And you're going to want to go in and just change the ranges. So for this one, we'll probably make this one 0, and anything over 2,000 square feet, the price starts to increase. So you might want to change these to something that matches your business. Let's have each of these go up by 50 here as an example. And then you're going to want to put the additional hours. These additional hours will be added on top of your base price hours. So you have 1.5 hours. So now how many additional hours do you want? Let's say this is half an hour. Let's say this is a little bit longer. Say this one is a little bit longer still, so on and so forth. All right. Now we have that set up. I'm just going to close square footage. I also want to show you that we also have pool type and has basement, but you can also do custom fields. So you can really do any type of field. And this works for anything that you want to have show up on the booking form or anything that you want to tie to your pricing. So let's just call this one ADU as an example. You can choose the field type. So it can be a number, it can be text, it can be yes, no, or it can be a multi-select. So for this one, we're going to do a yes, no. It's going to be a fixed price. You can also change it to per unit, or you can have ranges like we do for square footage up here. And I'm just going to say that it's $100 when you have an ADU, and that it's going to take an additional half hour when you have an ADU. So, and you can toggle if it's required or not right from here. At the bottom, there is a preview. So you'll be able to see if you enter in 4,000 square feet, it's taking the base price of 400, it's adding $100 because it's 4,000 square feet. And then if I toggle on ADU, it's adding the $100 and a half an hour. So the total inspection is 3 hours and the total amount is $600. Once you have the pricing set up the way that you want it, you just make sure to click save at the top. Go back to our dashboard here. Next up is agreements. So in agreements here, you're going to want to go ahead and click create your first agreement. So residential agreement, and then agreement content. So this is where you're going to copy and paste your agreement. So I'm just going to do a test in this case, but you can copy and paste your whole agreement in here. You can customize it. You can add variables to it. So if you want to use any variables from Binsr Inspect, you can pull that in directly into the agreement. And then you're going to want to hit create agreement. Once that's created, you can head back to services, and we're just going to edit the service, and we're now going to tie this residential agreement. We're going to link it to this service. Next up, I want to show you add-ons. So add-ons are tied to services. They can also have agreements and obviously have their own pricing. So for this one, we're just going to call it Radon. You make sure it's toggled on. You're going to want to look for a template for it. So we don't have a template for this one, but if we had a separate template, and when you're on site filling out the inspection, you'll have multiple templates based on what they purchased to dive into. And at the end, when you present it to your client, they'll have options for selecting which report that they're looking at. You can also tie agreements directly to add-on. So if I had a radon agreement that's different from residential, I can do that. I won't tie this one to it because it's already tied to the service, and radon is an add-on to this service. You can also attach attachments to any service or add-on that you create. So now that I have it the way that I want it, I'm going to go ahead and hit create add-on. Back to the dashboard, we are going to go to our next item, which is set up payments. Click on that. Binsr Inspect is integrated with Stripe, so every customer of Binsr Inspect gets a Stripe Connect account. Stripe's one of the leaders in payment processing. They make it really easy, and they have a lot of cool tools that you'll see once you create an account. But you go ahead and click on set up payments, and it'll bring you into the Stripe interface here where you'll be able to create your Stripe account. So you start with your email address and you'll need to fill out all sorts of information about your company, same as you would for any payment processor. I'm going to go back. Once you do that, you'll be able to see your payment history here as well, and you'll also be able to see it in your dashboard here under revenue. It'll also be included in future reports as well. Now that one's going to stay unchecked since we're not actually creating our Stripe account today, but once you do that, that will move to the back of the list. Next, you're going to want to connect your Google Calendar. We have a direct integration with Google Calendar. It will allow you to see items in Binsr Inspect from your Google Calendar. It'll also be able to show your Binsr Inspect calendar events in your connected calendar as well. It'll create a new calendar type called Binsr Inspect within Google. So we're not going to connect that today, but that's how you get that set up. Head back to our dashboard. And now we're ready really to start our first inspection. Click on Start Your First Inspection. Go up to the top right here, hit New Inspection, select your service, and click Create Inspection. And it'll bring you into your first inspection. You can scroll down, click on Fill Inspection, and this will bring you directly into the report builder. So this will get you all the way started. We do have apps on both the Apple and Android stores, so make sure you download those. Everything that you see here today on the desktop version is available in the mobile apps. We're very, very specific about making sure you're able to do everything from your phone that you can do on your computer and vice versa. So I hope this gave you a good overview of how to get started and get underway with your trial. If you need anything, please shoot us a message, shoot us an email. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to answer your questions and gather feedback. Thank you so much, and hope you have a great day.